Okay. Even after all the holiday decor gets put away, the season continues to linger well into the new year in the form of credit card debt with higher levels than ever. In fact, a new LendingTree study found 36% of Americans racked up nearly $1,200 in holiday debt. Ouch.
Yikes, that's a lot.
With credit card interest rates hovering over 20%, carrying a balance will cost you big time in fees each month and make it increasingly harder to pay down those balances.
So joining us now is family finance expert Andrea Woroch, and she has some simple strategies you can use now to pay down your debts quickly. Good morning, Andrea.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on. I know everybody is kind of panicking when they get those bills in the mail, but I have tips to really help you hack those bills.
So we know you say to start with a plan. Explain that.
Right. Well, a lot of us have balances across multiple credit cards. So you really need to figure out, okay, how much do you owe in total? Write down the interest rates on each credit card and figure out how much you can realistically pay towards those balances each month. You always want to pay at least double the minimum due, more if you can, and then choose a debt repayment strategy. I like the snowball method. This is when you pay off the smallest balance first to get those quick wins, keep you motivated. And you can also tap into apps like Debt Payoff Planner to help you track your efforts and see how much you're actually paying off to stay motivated.
So which would you recommend then? Like, how do you know whether to do the snowball version or to whichever one that you were just mentioning?
Right. Yeah. And so then there's also something called the avalanche method. And this is when you would pay the balance with the highest interest rate first. So to save more on interest. So you just have to determine what kind of person are you? Do you need that extra motivation? Then paying off the smallest balance first will give you those quick wins, like I mentioned.
Okay. So what's a hack that we can use, though, that involves our monthly bills?
Right. Well, a lot of us could be wasting money in the form of unused services, maybe forgotten subscriptions, missed deals at competitors. And the money you're wasting on these bills could help pay off that debt faster. So just spending a few minutes reviewing your bills, write down your reoccurring expenses, cancel any services or subscriptions you don't use, call providers and negotiate or compare rates with other providers to see if you could save by switching. Also, look at your data plan. Are you signed up for unlimited data? I saw a study that said most people actually use less than 15 gigs of data each month, so you could switch to a lower tier plan. I also like online only wireless carriers like Mint Mobile. They have much more affordable plans. In fact, they have plans that start at just $15 a month. And if you have kids with plans, Mint Kids gives you unlimited talk and text and 5 gigs of data for just $15 a month. That's a huge area of savings. Put the money you save towards your debt. You're going to get out of debt faster.
All right, so go through your line items, but there's also a tip here too that you have to be careful with, and that's transferring your balances, right?
Right. So consolidating your debt, if you have balances across multiple accounts, is a good strategy because this allows you to then get a lower interest rate with a personal loan, let's say. Otherwise, you could use a balance transfer card. This offers up to 21 months with no additional interest accruing, which means your entire payment goes to shrinking the actual balance and nothing wasted on fees. So this is a great strategy to pay off your debt faster. You could go to a site like cardrates.com to compare those types of options to find the best one for your needs.
Oh, okay, perfect. And you also talk about boosting your cash flow. What do you mean by that?
Right. Well, a lot of us are living paycheck to paycheck. And if you didn't get a raise over the holidays, an end of year raise, no worries. There are other ways to boost your cash flow so that you can use those extra funds to make bigger debt payments. There are flexible side hustles you could do from home. For instance, at rover.com, you could sign up as a pet sitter and make up to $1,000 a month. If you have a car that's not used, maybe during the week because you work from home or on the weekends because you're not really traveling much, you can get paid by renting your car through sites like Turo or Get Around. And then there are also sites that you could sell your unwanted items like eBay, or if you have unwanted gift cards, sell them at cardcash.com, or even turn your daily essential purchases into extra cash using cashback portals like couponcabin.com. This will give you money back on your daily purchases like online grocery orders, pet supplies, and so forth. Use any extra money you're making through these efforts to put towards your debt payments. This is, again, going to just help you chip away at that debt faster.
Andrea, you could also do something in the moment to kind of stop the bleeding here, and that is just saying no more spending for a while, right?
Yes, I know not everybody wants to hear that, but going on a spending diet is a great way to nip those bad financial habits quickly, but also just stop some of that spending bleeding, like you mentioned, and putting extra money that you would have spent on unnecessary purchases or maybe going out to nice meals, putting towards that debt is really going to help shrink that balance faster. Now, a no spend diet doesn't have to be very long. You know, some people say going on a no spend diet for a month, but maybe you just do it for a week, or maybe you choose 1 or 2 days a week where you just don't spend anything extra beyond the essentials. And so to prepare for your no spend diet, I would just, write a list of what are those essential purchases, make sure that your refrigerator is stocked with groceries and you have food to prepare for meals. You're going to be really surprised at how much you could save quickly and how you could pay off that debt faster.
Yeah, perhaps cut down on those trips to the coffee shop. Andrea, thank you so much for sharing your tips. We appreciate it. And Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. Thanks for having me on today.